Hey, in today's video we are going to install upper kitchen cabinets. Hey, this is Marco from Bama Handyman Solutions. Let's jump right into it. So there are obviously different ways how to install cabinets, upper cabinets in the kitchen, and because most of the time, especially if you're a homeowner and you're by yourself and you want to hang a kitchen cabinet, so you need a way to hang the kitchen cabinet before you can actually screw it on. And that's what we're going to talk today. So we're going to talk about a French cleat. This is basically very simple. We have a piece of wood, we cut it in a 45-degree angle in the middle, so we get two tapered 45-degree angles on each side, and one piece we're going to screw to the wall, and then the other one we're going to screw to the cabinet. So in theory this will be on the wall like this, and then we come with the cabinet, we just hang it in there, and then we can screw it on to the studs. So let's jump into it and see how it looks like at the wall. So this is the area where the cabinet is gonna go. So it is 27 inches wide and 30 tall. So it comes a little bit above the trim. It's not the big deal. And what we want to achieve is you want to have it a 1/16 or 1/8 of an inch above those tiles. So we need a stud finder, and then we basically follow the wall till we find the stud. So we know here is one, and then a little bit over here is another one on my right here. So we know where the studs are. Then we get our piece, we just cut to size before. As you can see, it is a little bit shorter, and that's because, let's put it onto the wall, so if there is air trapped back here, so it can still escape. That's the main reason. So this is the cabinet, it's the back side of the cabinet. That's what we need to work with. The advantage is obviously we can hang it by ourselves, but also because this is 1/2 inch, it will stay away 1/2 inch from the wall. This piece we need to cut for the bottom, because once that French cleat is up here, we need something to shim it out on the bottom, and that's what this piece is for. We got another shim piece, and it goes onto the side, so we need to compensate that lip here, which faces to the side. So we're gonna glue that on. This is just stays there so we can line it up. Okay, that's the theory. Of course we want to have level, so that cabinet should be level, and to achieve that we're gonna use our friend the laser. So we got the laser, and let's get our cleat here. So this one goes to the wall, this one will go to the cabinet. So what we're going to do is or at least I would like to have it on top, so I can screw it on level. And then what we need to do is we need to measure where the piece goes on the wall. So I already marked that. So because on the wall it faces the other side, so it engages into this piece. So the upper, so basically this piece at the wall needs to be right there, so it will hang level. And we're gonna screw that on. Next thing, we want to mark our studs on the back, because once the cabinet hangs, it's a little bit more difficult. So we measure. So we got here 11 1/4, and here we have 25 1/2. we want to transpose that to the back of our cabinet, and here we have to put the shim on again. So we have 11.25 right here, and then we have 25, it's a little bit over here, 25.5. So we got that marked. I did that already. Same on the bottom. We're gonna pre-drill holes from the back, so once the cabinet hangs up there, we know where to drive in the screw. I hope that makes sense. So this, we got everything on the back here. So we measure from the bottom to that, remember, to that line we marked. So we have 27.5, and then I would like to have a gap on the bottom, so it needs to be raised a little bit. So in a 16th or an 1/8 or however much you want to raise it, because expansion and retraction, and also I'm gonna put here a bead of silicone. So let's have a look if we got the laser ready. So the laser is actually good. See, we got here a little bit over, so 27.5, and I just went a quarter, you know, for the good margin, because it's not 100%. Well, it is actually 100% level. So somebody did a good build. Check it out. And over here, I already marked it over there. So we're gonna start over here. So let's talk a minute about screws. This is, if I remember correctly, 2.5. So these are the cabinet screws, and they are actually, that will be the right size. But because we just want to hang the cabinet, we're gonna use a little bit shorter ones, and these are actually just 1.5 inch. So they are fine, just to screw this piece on. So again, we're gonna put that up. Okay, this is still on the wrong side. And then let's have a look. Oh, that's good. It's awesome. So then we just can screw it in. That's it. So that's the first part. So let's make sure that it faces like this way, so we actually can really hang it. So that's more than enough. That's good enough. So over here we're gonna use these 1-inch screws. And these, as you can see, they should not penetrate through it. So we actually run them from this side. So before we do that, remember I said we want to drill the holes for the studs. So we can see, let's get the pen, we can clearly see this up here. This is the top. So, and this one here is clearly the bottom. So within that area I would like to have my first screw. And if you want to be very detailed, you just measure that out. So I want to have my screw 1 3/4 stone, so it right here. So we pre-drill that. You know, less measurement is always better for me. So let's get the screws in here, and of course you want to make sure we can just so that's good. So we have the one here on this side, same thing, making sure it is level. Okay, cool. So let's have a look. Let's see. Now the glue should be good, and we just apply here a little bit. Has no function. All it does is just helping us stay away from the wall. In the back. So remember, we have those on the bottom. We just go up and get them about 4 inches from the bottom. Same over here. So, and these will also be the holes which will run into the stud. Okay, so okay, hangs. So that's what I'm saying. I think it is 100. Here we go. So obviously, yeah, this will be fun here. Let's assume everything is square. We can see we have a gap here, and well, we at least up here. Gonna install a trim piece over there, and then the bigger trim piece will be obviously over here. But what else can we do? It will be at least plumb. And let's check for level. Awesome. Good. So let's worry about that later. So we were talking before. We're gonna get the longer screws. So they actually go through everything up here. And then we got 2 down here on the bottom. And then this cabinet will go nowhere. It's time to screw it on. And this comes that tool handle. Perfect. Nice sandwich. Still some room down here, that's good. And one thing I always say, make sure there's no plumbing or electrical behind it. and there's none. We checked for that. So this, we want to go through our spacer. Okay, let's have a look if we still have some. Awesome, we still have a little small gap here, but we have a big gap there. And what should I say? This is how it gets installed, and I'll need a trim piece, I guess, here. Same over here. Gonna put in the last screw. Perfect. So, okay, so let's have a look. Solid, it will go nowhere. That's it. That's all you need to know to hang the cabinet by yourself. So as you can see, this is one way you can hang a cabinet by yourself. An upper kitchen cabinet by yourself. We use the French Cleat technique here, and it's basically very simple. We screw one side to the cabinet and then the other side to the wall. Make sure it's all level, and then we're gonna put it, we can hang it up, and then once it hangs there, we can then run the screws through the studs and the spacer. Well, first to the spacer and then to the stud. So I hope you learned something in this video. Please give me a thumbs up. If you not already have subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. That helps me and keeps me motivated to put out more content for you. And see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.